It's a weird time to be a sports fan as the current pandemic has shut down, postponed, or canceled pretty much everything. The NFL is pulling scouts off the road and there's a lot of concern in those buildings, and we currently have no idea what the NFL draft is going to look like. Leagues that were mid-season like the NBA have actually had to suspend their seasons, and even the NCAA has canceled March Madness. So what about a spring football league trying to get through their very first season? This has to be the unluckiest break for any first year league, bro. Like the unluckiest break. In today's video, we briefly discuss how the XFL is being affected by the current pandemic, the future of the players that are in the league, and the future of the league itself. Don't forget to like the video if you like it, subscribe if you're brand new. Other than that, y'all already know what time it is, man. Chew the way. So yesterday, the XFL announced that the rest of their first season would be canceled. They made it halfway through, man, 5 weeks in, and everything was going pretty well. I've been doing weekly recap videos every week, going over the TV ratings, the attendance numbers, and just how the league was going as a whole. If you had not been keeping up with those videos, man, things were going pretty well. Now, earlier on yesterday, a few sites were actually reporting that the league would kind of be postponed and that the XFL was still hoping to at least play the championship game. But when the XFL made their statement, they didn't say anything about that. So maybe they were planning that at first, but it seemed that they have decided against it, because that would have probably proved a bit difficult, as they would have had to hold players back from going to play in other leagues. And then just thinking about coming back to play the second half of the season, not during this open part of the spring where you're going to have to compete with other bigger leagues, probably just wasn't a good idea. So they decided to just shut it down completely. But going forward, it looks like we should be fine. If you're an XFL fan going forward, we should be fine. Here's the statement. Currently, the XFL will not be playing its regular season games. However, all players will be paid their base pay and benefits for the 2020 regular season. All XFL ticket holders will be issued refunds or credit toward future games. The XFL is committed to playing a full season in 2021 and future years. Now, the language in this thing could kind of be read a couple of different ways just from the very onset. When they say currently the XFL will not be playing its regular season games, that seems to leave open the possibility to come back and play those games at a later date. But they don't say anything specifically about their intentions to play more games this season. However, they do go on to explicitly say the XFL is committed to playing a full season in 2021 and future years. So either way, man, it's good to know that they're not just giving up on this thing. Like I say, things were actually going well, and they're just gonna kick back. Okay, we can't do nothing about this. We're gonna gear up to come back stronger next year. We hope to play a full season next year and years in the future. The other reason I don't think they're gonna try to come back and play any games is because shortly after this post, it was also announced that the XFL would be allowing players to go and sign with the NFL or with any other football league as soon as, I think, today. So if PJ Walker goes and signs with an NFL team, how is Houston then gonna come back and play their championship game? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not thinking that's gonna happen. With all that said, it obviously sucks that the season isn't gonna be able to be played, but the good news is that they are at least taking care of the players. We all remember when the AAF was going on, even when they were still playing games, there were reports of guys not getting paid, and then when it ended abruptly, nobody had any idea when or even if their next check would ever come, and I don't think they ever did. The XFL, on the other hand, has committed to paying its players for the rest of the scheduled regular season and taking care of their benefits. That's dope, because y'all already know, man, so often greed overtakes actual humanity, bro. And we preach all these ideals and all this bullshit, but usually when it comes down to it, the dollar wins 99% of the time. So I'm just happy to see them actually take care of the players. And I really believe things like that, and things like making sure the fans get their refunds or they can switch out their tickets, just making those processes up front, making them open, making them easy, and not having to have your feet held to the fire in order to do them, that stuff builds goodwill and it makes fans want the league to come back and want the league to succeed. So, you know, from a business standpoint, I even think it's smart. And then from just a human standpoint, I think it's great. Also, the good news buried in this news that sucks is that the final sentence states plainly that the XFL does intend to come back next year and have a full season. I really hope they're able to bounce back because the league was doing really well and it was looking like something that could be around for years to come. I do feel bad for a lot of the reporters and the beat writers and, you know, members of the media that were covering the XFL. There was a lot of freelance people who have really put a lot into this thing and really needed this to work, and it was working. And for something like this to happen, now they might be looking for their next check. And that's just a tough position to be in, bro. I've been there before. It absolutely sucks. So I'm really wishing the best for those people. I hope everything works out for them. Also the players, man, just judging off the reactions on Twitter, I could tell that it's not just about the money for a lot of these cats, bro. They was happy to be back playing the game that they love, and to have it taken away prematurely once again, you know, that's tough. Now, hopefully some of these guys are going to be on NFL rosters as soon as this upcoming season. And assuming the league is able to come back and be straight and everything is good, the majority of these guys should be able to come back and play in the XFL next year. So most of these guys should be back on a football field very soon. And I'll definitely be dropping videos to let you guys know any XFL players who are picked up by the NFL and, you know, kind of keeping y'all up to date on that stuff. Other than that, man, that pretty much sums it up. That's pretty much all I have for you today. I will continue to drop videos, me and the rest of the YouTube community, to help keep y'all entertained during this time where we pretty much have no sports to watch. But other than that, I'm gonna holler at y'all next time. My name's Phil Raps. One.
Yeah.